New Orleans at the turn of the 20th century was a melting pot of cultures. African, French, Spanish, and Caribbean influences intertwined, creating a vibrant musical landscape. From this blend, jazz was born. This new music, rooted in blues and ragtime, was improvisational and soulful. Early pioneers like Jelly Roll Morton shaped early jazz. Morton's energy captivated audiences. Then came Buddy Bolden, a powerful cornetist. Bolden's improvisations pushed musical boundaries. These early jazzmen laid the foundation for a genre that would take the world by storm. The streets of New Orleans pulsed with jazz. From bars to street parades, jazz became the city's soundtrack. It celebrated life, mourned loss, and brought people together. Its infectious energy soon spread beyond the city. The 1920s, a decade of great social and cultural change, became synonymous with jazz. As the jazz age dawned, the music spread like wildfire across America and beyond. Cities like Chicago, New York, and Kansas City became new hubs for jazz, each developing its own regional flavor. The rise of radio and the phonograph played a crucial role in popularizing jazz. For the first time, people across the country, and even across the world, could hear this exciting new music. Jazz bands, led by charismatic figures like Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington, became national stars. Armstrong's virtuosic trumpet playing and Ellington's sophisticated compositions captivated audiences. Jazz was more than just music, it was a cultural phenomenon. It influenced fashion, with flapper dresses and zoot suits reflecting the music's energy and freedom. It inspired new dance crazes like the Charleston and the Lindy Hop, full of improvisation and athleticism. Jazz became a symbol of the era's modernity, a rejection of old traditions and a celebration of the new. Jazz's impact extended far beyond the realm of music. It seeped into the very fabric of American culture, influencing art, literature, and even social attitudes. Jazz represented a spirit of creativity, improvisation, and individuality that resonated deeply in the post-war world. Visual artists found inspiration in the rhythms and energy of jazz. Painters like Aaron Douglas incorporated elements of jazz into their work, using vibrant colors and abstract forms to capture the music's essence. Photographers, drawn to the dynamism of jazz clubs, captured iconic images of musicians and dancers, documenting the era's excitement. Writers, too, were captivated by the allure of jazz. Authors like Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston incorporated jazz rhythms and themes into their work, using the music's improvisational spirit to explore themes of race, identity, and the African-American experience. Jazz became a literary device, a way to express the complexities of modern life. Section 4. A visual and literary soundtrack. Jazz inspires the arts. The spirit of jazz, with its improvisation and freedom, resonated with artists across mediums. It provided a backdrop and inspiration for capturing the energy of the 20th century. Photographers captured the raw emotion and energy of jazz musicians and dancers. Images of Louis Armstrong became iconic representations of jazz's power. The blurred motion of dancers conveyed the joy and liberation of jazz. In literature, jazz's influence was profound. Langston Hughes wove jazz rhythms into his poetry. His words pulsed with the same syncopation as the music. Zora Neale Hurston used jazz as a metaphor for African-American culture's vibrancy. Section 5. Dancing to Freedom, Jazz, and the Civil Rights Movement. As jazz continued to evolve, it became deeply intertwined with the struggle for social justice and equality. During the Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and 1960s, jazz took on new meaning, becoming a powerful voice for change and a soundtrack for the fight against racial segregation and discrimination. Musicians like Nina Simone, a powerful vocalist and pianist, used their platform to address social and political issues. Simone's songs, often infused with anger and defiance, became anthems for the movement. John Coltrane, a saxophonist known for his spiritual and avant-garde jazz, explored themes of freedom and equality in his music, using his instrument to express the pain and yearning for a more just world. Jazz, with its roots in the African-American experience, provided a shared language, a way to connect across racial lines. Jazz clubs, often the only integrated spaces in segregated America, became sites of cultural exchange and dialogue. The music, with its message of unity and improvisation, offered hope and a vision for a more inclusive future. Section 6. Jazz today echoes in the music of now. While jazz might not dominate the airwaves like it did in its heyday, its influence on contemporary music is undeniable. From the soulful melodies of R&B to the complex rhythms of hip-hop, the legacy of jazz continues to reverberate throughout modern genres. The improvisational spirit of jazz, the willingness to experiment and push boundaries, can be heard in the work of countless modern musicians. Artists like Herbie Hancock, a jazz pianist who seamlessly blends electronic elements into his music, demonstrate the genre's capacity for innovation. Hip-hop producers sample jazz tracks, creating new soundscapes that pay homage to the music's rich history. Even pop music, often seen as the antithesis of jazz's complexity, is not immune to its influence. Artists like Amy Winehouse and Adele have cited jazz singers as influences, and their music often features elements of jazz harmony and phrasing. The legacy of jazz is not about imitation, but about inspiration, about carrying forward its spirit of creativity and pushing the boundaries of what music can be. Section 7, An Enduring Legacy, Jazz's Timeless Influence. Jazz, born in the bustling streets of New Orleans, has left an indelible mark on American culture and beyond. More than just a musical genre, it represents a spirit of creativity, freedom, and social consciousness that continues to resonate deeply in the 21st century. From its humble beginnings to its role in shaping social change, jazz has always reflected the dynamism and evolving spirit of America itself. It's a music that embraces improvisation, individuality, and dialogue, values that remain as relevant today as they were a century ago. As we listen to the echoes of jazz in modern music, see its influence in art and literature, and feel its impact on our social consciousness, we are reminded of its enduring power. Jazz is a testament to the power of creativity to transcend boundaries, to bring people together, and to inspire hope and change. Its legacy is a vibrant tapestry woven into the fabric of American culture, a reminder that the music born in those smoky New Orleans clubs continues to speak to the soul